Hello and welcome to this video tutorial showing registration and basic setup of our My2N cloud service. Let's begin by going to my2n.com to register your account. Click the Create My2N account button in the top right corner. That will take you to the registration page. Fill in all the necessary information and finish by clicking Create My2N account. A verification email will be sent to the email address you filled into the form. Click on Verify Account, which will take you to the My2N dashboard. Your first step here should be to select your site type. Please choose carefully as you won't be able to switch to another site type later on. You'll be given the option to choose between 3 different site types: family home, apartment building, and other. Each type has its specific payment model, administration, and limitations. One notable difference between apartment building and the other 2 site types is the payment model. Here you actually pay for an apartment, which means you have 4 phones in each apartment, whereas the other site types are paid on a per device basis. Once you know which type is the right one for you, please select it and click Set Type. Then continue by adding a new device to the site. We'll start by adding a 2N device. As you see here, you'll need your 2N device's serial number and security code. How to obtain a serial number and security code is described in this blue box. Whilst transferring devices between sites, you can also generate a new security code to ensure that no one adds it back to the original site. Alright, let's copy the 2N device's serial number and current security code and paste them into My2N. This will automatically identify your device. Optionally, you may check Remember Security Code. This will make it easier to re-add the device in the future should you need to perform a factory reset on it. You can also rename the device, for example, according to where it's located. The greyed out apartment menu will only be available for non-intercom devices. Click Next. Keep the device in automatic mode, as that will configure your intercom the right way, and any changes you make in My2N will be automatically transferred into it. Now you can either add more devices or close this dialog. Let's add some other devices, beginning with a smartphone. Assign it to a user and name the smartphone according to your preference. Optionally, you may also add it to an apartment. You will now be presented with a few QR codes to download our mobile video app, as well as login credentials which you can scan. These links will also be sent to the user's email. In the next step, you can assign this smartphone to any of your intercom's buttons. You can also add new ones if your device has more of them, or you're putting them on a display-equipped intercom. Again, add more devices or close this dialog window. We're going to add more 2N devices to this site, 2N Indoor View in our case. Paste your 2N device's serial number and security code into My2N. Select the desired connection mode, cloud or local. Choose cloud to make the device reachable over the internet. As with the smartphone, you can assign this answering unit to a button. We're going to assign it to the same button as the smartphone. And now we're going to add our last device, 2N Indoor Touch 2.0. This unit is a bit different compared to the previously added devices. Its serial number is part of the device ID by default, but you can also find it in system information and on the device itself. As you can see, it doesn't need a security code. The remaining options are pretty much the same as for the other 2N devices. On the next page, you'll be asked to enter the device ID from which we copied the serial number. You can either copy it right away or change it if you want. Then paste it into the device ID field of this dialog window. You'll be given the option to assign the Indoor Touch to an intercom button again. Continue adding your devices until all of them are in My2N. Alright, As you can see here on the dashboard, all of our devices are added and ready. Let's have a look at the devices overview. You'll notice that some services are greyed out for some of the devices. The reason is simple. They're either deactivated or unavailable for this device type. The indoor touch we added is still in local mode and thus can't be reached over the internet. We can change it to cloud in its device detail, then network settings, then connection mode. Once you save this change, make sure that My2N mobile video service is activated. If not, click Activate Service. Then copy the device ID and device password. Back in the Intercoms app on the Indoor Touch, open My2N and enable it. Then paste the device ID and password you copied from My2N. Once you apply these settings, My2N should turn green if the Indoor Touch has access to the internet. You should see it as registered in My2N. Now all your devices are registered and ready to use. Head over to academy.2n.com for interactive courses and official certification. Thanks for watching, and we wish you a pleasant experience with My2N products.